What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with episode 38 of Light of the Asur, our attempts to stabilize the Great Vortex and stave off the forces of evil. Now, we've got 12 turns left in our final ritual, and we've suffered for it. Several of our generals have gone down, and we have a couple of army stacks rampaging across Ulthuan. Now, Chaplain Grimaldus is going down to try and alleviate Falls Anvil. It does have a decent garrison, I want to say, but the last defenders are coming in to fight it, and they've got a rare spawning there. As far as the Skaven go, Scalpite only has himself and 3 very small units to deal with. They got pretty mauled. Thrin is a different story. He's still fairly well off. Still has a Plague Claw Catapult, Death Globe Bombardiers, Death Runners, lots of rats, including some very, very, very tough Plague Monks. But that's actually okay. We have Latania and Xinyan up north getting ready to deal with them, of course with the Shadow Warriors that we haven't used a whole lot of yet. And Genis is getting set up in Lothern to defend the southern areas, then possibly retake the Glittering Tower and Ingerial. We're fairly well off when it comes to our treasury right now, and I don't think any other forces are trying to come over to Ulthuan. I mean, there is the warband up here, but I think they're after someone else. Most likely the Druki. And I believe Elair is still alive somewhere down in the ocean? Yes, he is. He's, of course, been picking us up extra resources while we sail across the seas. So let's move him and his people. There's a spell shield. Not exactly great. Now, if we ended up landing on the Southlands and decided to, we could establish some bases down there, but I don't think it's really going to matter, considering all we have to do is hold out for only a few more turns. But we're not going to upgrade any of our settlements right now, and let's just pass it off to the other nations and see what they end up doing. Of course, the Lore Masters are huge right now, and they're acting as kind of a buffer for us. It's not exactly a great situation, but there's probably no way that we can confederate with them now, considering how much weaker than them we are. They do have some fairly impressive units. 3 dragons, 2 phoenix, 2 great eagles, lots of sword masters. I don't know what it is with the elven nations and their reliance on the great eagles. I mean, they're great, super powerful units in the earlier game, and they're cheap to maintain, but more than 2 in an army seems a little excessive, and dictates that you have to land at certain points if your infantry get wiped out, which does suck. Now, Val's Anvil does have a decent garrison, but we don't actually have to hold it. All we need to do is hold Lothern, the Gaian Vale, and Tora Lear, I believe are the 3. I know it's the Gaian Vale and Lothern, for sure. And as long as we hold them, we can complete this final ritual. The only remaining threats are those 2 Skaven stacks and the last Defender's army stack that's currently attacking Val's Anvil. With luck, Chaplain Grimaldus will get down there in time and give the lizard men what for. And of course, the other nations haven't really been much of a threat outside of the last defenders. Haven't seen hide nor hair of the Druki since they tried invading a while ago. And they're generally weaker. I don't know if they're going to try to assault this turn or not. Like I said, if we lose Val's Anvil, the Chaplain will just retake it, and we'll reclaim Calidor, because Calidor is Calidor. But it's not a rush thing. And they didn't actually try to take it. So we might still be able to get the Chaplain down there in time to deal with them. Of course, my chair is still squeaking. I should replace this thing. But it's comfy. And I know that's a random tangent to bring up in the middle of everything, but let's face it, my brain is not exactly stable at the best of times. Clan Pestilence is the closest behind us in the rituals, but even if they start, they won't be able to catch up as long as we stay ahead. And now, Karon Kar has declared war on us. And now they're at war with the Lore Masters too, so they're definitely outgunned in that particular fight. It'd be the same if Itza there declared war on either of us. Don't really think they'd be able to pull it through. Still kind of curious what the other Lizardman nations are doing. I'm surprised that the New World colonies are still up and running. They did take a beating early in the game. They lost Skaggy and were reduced to Port Reaver, but they haven't expanded, and they really, really could. Maybe they're going to take the Monolith of the Fallen Gods. Be cool to see them expand a little bit and keep Hexawaddle downplayed? Maybe we'll get lucky and the Pirates of Sartosa will cause some problems for the Druki or anyone else that's out there. Considering this is the first time they've gone on the western coast of Ulthuan. Before this, they really hadn't. But now they're kind of herding those Black Arcs away, which could be awesome, could be terrible. Don't know how it could be terrible, but it could. I might like they'd pull something out of their hat and yeah, it might not be great. Now these are the two army stacks that I'm kind of worried about. If Scalpite attacks the Shrine of Azuran, which he is, and he's going on the water. Interesting. We're gonna have to auto-resolve it. It's outside our range of fighting, but I think they're gonna lose. Decisively. So now we only have one Skaven stack left to deal with. Just one. And piracy, all income from trading by the sea is lost to piracy. Well, 25% of it anyway.
How can I assist you?
Alright, Chaplain, can we actually run you? Get you within range of the city. If not, you have a pretty strong army stack, and I'm not afraid of losing you to combat, because you and PC are both immortal at this point, so if they break off, wonder.
Our defenses will hold.
We could actually engage them right now. They're within range. Might do that in a minute, but let's check on our other forces first. Alright, so the shrine itself held on. And Juriel and the Glittering Tower do need to get rebuilt eventually. And the Tower of Lysaean. Skaven really did screw up the inner parts of our kingdom, which is not great.
Princess of Ulthuan.
Now, Sheena Yan, we're going to pull you out of March stance. We're going to put you right there. Should be good. Actually, you know what? Let's get you in March stance and get you within range of the city. That way, if anything goes down, we're good. And if not, if they go up here to try and go towards the Game Vale, we can pull these army stacks back and deal with them that way. Now, the real question. Falls Anvil does not have a great amount of troops, but they do have a dragon and some silver helms, which isn't bad. The chaplain's bringing in a bunch of cavalry and chariots, which is good, and of course, himself. I believe he's up on a... yeah, he's on a Star Dragon. And PC's on a Great Eagle, of course. They have a lot of skinks. And chameleon skinks. The only thing in there that worries me really is the Blessed Stegodon. And, of course, Otali himself. And Gordy. His heroes. We should be able to fight this one. It's a little outside of the range that we normally fight. But given how precarious this is, let's jump into the fight and see if we can win it ourselves. First big thing here is going to be to figure out where Chaplain's reinforcement army is coming in from. Our spearmen can go one-on-one with the skinks, no problem. The Saurus warriors with shields, it's a little bit tougher. Okay, so the good chaplain's going to be coming in from back here, and we're going to have to run up. So we want to try and link our forces as quickly as possible.
Without fail.
So let's get our white lions there. Lothern Sea Guard. Our mage and our noble. We'll start deployment with 19. She only has the 2 baseline spells, which is not great. Normally I would spread the silver helms out a little bit more, but we do want to hold this area. So let's just pause real quick. They have Croxigors up front. So what we're going to do is split our white lions up between these two. Set our Lothern Sea Guard to melee. Get them to charge in against these individual units. Have our dragon come in and bombard breath them. Bring our silver helms up as reserve. Have our 2 heroes come in. As soon as they're available, we'll get the rest of our forces coming in hard. Actually, let's pause again really quick, and let's send PC after those Pterodon Riders. And Chaplain, we'll get you to cast Foe Seeker. We'll get you to come in and breathe really, really quickly. Have our Spearmen move up. Alright, I think that's all of the archers that we had for that group. It's a bit too close. There we go. 2 units of Illyrian Reavers, which we're going to send off into the woods. The Illyrian archers, on the other hand, we're going to get them to go after that blessed Stagadon. Probably the same thing with that dragon once we can. And we'll send the chariot over there for now. Why not?
Ready.
Well, this is going to come down to carefully balancing what we're doing.
Northern Sea Guard. Without fail.
Alright, let's reposition our silver helms a little bit. Where is their leader? So you know what, Chaplain? Get down into those Croxigors.
By your command, at once. Done.
Alright. PC is starting to tear into those Pterodon Riders. Good there.
Northern Sea Guard. Silver helms.
At this point, it's pretty much managing where everything goes.
Understood. Kill them. You're it there. Spearman, I am ready. Duty calls. Lacoy.
So let's have those silver helms chase down those and get these spearmen to come over here for this melee.
For duty.
Those Pterodon Riders are really staying ahead of PC, but he should be fine. One of our Great Lion units got kind of spooked.
Robin Seaguard.
Where are the Silver Helms? Send you after that skin cohort. Okay, those guys are done.
Archers.
And now these should be our Illyrian Reavers.
Setting wall. Kill them. Illyrian archers.
At this point, I'm pretty much okay with this unit getting mauled a little bit. It's not of great importance.
Ithelmar chariots. We go.
Alright, and these Silver Helms have routed them.
White lions.
Alright, White Lions, you have a bonus versus large. Go after them. These Silver Helms were actually going to get to charge into those Croxigors too. It's only really the Croxigors that worry me. And where's the good chaplain fighting at?
Orders understood. Pull back.
Now, it looks like our mage is in a little bit of trouble, but she's fighting the Saurus Old Blood,
Ever vigilant. I'll thrive.
which should be Chaplain Grimaldus' thing to take on.
Direct me. Noble. With me.
Alright, PC. There should still be Stegodon in there somewhere.
Spellcaster.
Alright, Dragon has withdrawn from the map, but that's fine.
Asur prince. Slay.
Go after the Saurus Old Blood. Actually, if you can breathe on the Saurus Warriors before you get in there.
Right
And
away.
then go after the Saurus Old Blood.
Orders understood.
Ulfwan Mage.
Illyrian reavers.
At this point, I don't know how much more fight the lizards have left in them. Can't be a whole lot. They're almost out of ammunition, and their Stegodon is about to die.
Draw back. For
Said, our infantry has taken a fair number of hits.
kill them.
Alright, so let's try and focus all of our heroes on taking out that Old Blood. If we can kill him, that would be great. So, since we've already won, we're just going to speed it up and try to kill that Old Blood off. There we go. Now, where's their Scar Veteran? See if we can nab him too before we call it a night on these guys. Unless he's already down. Very may well be. Looks like he is. So we can just end that one. We lost a lot of troops, but they lost a whole lot more.
The Asur
And we'll take the forced labor. Gorty was killed, Tali was killed, and the army staff was wiped out.
Lethal grace given fall.
Now the good chaplain can come back towards Lothern and recuperate a bit. And just for that, because Val's Anvil did so well, I'm going to upgrade it. And probably get the Hall of Dragons. Because the Hall of Dragons is, of course, awesome. Actually, while we are making a significant amount of coin per turn, I'll upgrade a few things. Not a whole lot. Don't really want Doran Rock to go up. Nor Tor Anlek. Should be fine there. So the only thing left to see is what happens with this Skaven stack. It's the last major hostile force. So let's pass it off to the other nations and see what they decide to do. And once again, I forgot about Elair. Good thing he's just an inherited lord and not one of you guys, because I would feel, honestly, terrible if it was one of you guys that I kept forgetting about. And then the Mortal Empires campaign, I'm still leaning heavily towards the Bretonnians. But they have basically no ranged combat at all. It's all about the heavy cavalry. So a little less balanced than what we're doing right now. And of course my chair is deciding to squeak and act up because I gotta reach for something. And again, we have to rely on a lot of heavy cavalry charges, and the heroes are major in a Bretonnian army. Which makes sense for all of you guys, because you guys are awesome. That said, I don't really know. And I'm terrible at the Wood Elves, which are another option, so no. Because they're all shooting. Basically no close combat. Unless you take the Wood Spirits, the Ents and Dryads and all that sort of stuff. Then it's a little bit more infantry heavy, but it's still an archery focused army. The Empire is kind of straight out because there's no fun in black powder weapons. I know it's part of the Warhammer fluff, right up until the age of the thing that we don't talk about. But it always sit a little weird for me. Most games that combine magic and black powder, it's a little off. Considering a mage with any fire ability could completely devastate a black powder army by setting all the black powder off in their guns before they're ready to shoot them, or in the pouches. Makes sense. But with the elimination of that threat, if we can eliminate the last of the Skaven, then I think we'll be on the road to finally sealing this off. And the Pirates of Sartosa just got mauled by 2 Black Arcs. That's kind of funny. Pirates getting mauled by pirates. So Negaron just confederated with Charon Carr too. So I wonder if we're no longer at war with Negaron. Probably are, but never know. Ben Stroham. Is it like Jeff Dunham?
Of Anarian, and I bid you welcome.
I don't know, that was a bad joke. Non-aggression pact. You know what? Yeah, we'll take it right now. Anything that leads to less enemies to fight as the ritual builds to completion, I'm good with. Pirates are still wanting to go. I don't know exactly what they're doing. One of the Bretonnian factions that's in here. And he's on a Pegasus. The Spinozotek dwarves are still alive? How? Why? Just why? I've never seen them last this long. Ever. And it's not like I go after them personally when I'm playing Hexwaddle, but gee bus. Oh, and he can't flee right now. That might be a chance to put down the final Skaven army for good.
Anarian the Defender, the first Phoenix King. It is inevitable that the 5th and final shard of the Star Crown is found upon the sword that doomed the Asur. They were only here for the shard, but even the Lore Master could feel the sword's pull. And then something else touched their souls. The fabric of reality was torn. From the realm of ruin, the Skaven's horned god mocked its prey and revealed his plan. The celestial event that weakened the vortex was of Skaven design. A parody of the true comet. The Council of 13, the Rat Men's highest authority, were architects of this grand manipulation. Its task complete and fuel expended, the rocket fell back to the surface. When the wreckage was discovered, its purpose remained unclear until now. It was the catalyst to weaken the vortex and goad the other races into action. They knew the Asur would seek to bolster the failing vortex, but they were ready. Every ritual cast, the magic was stolen, absorbed into the Horned Rat's bell. Now soaked in ritual power, the bell will be moved to Ulthuan's heart. If it tolls 13 times, the Horned God shall emerge from the vortex, the world doomed. Then the god was gone, but in its place came a swarm of his children. Where there was two, there is now one. But is that enough to make a difference?
The insidious Skaven seek to bring their terrible god into this world, mighty lord. This must not come to pass. Continue your course of action. Crush the noisome rat men and take control of the vortex for yourself.
Wow. Okay, so this is far from over. Holy crap.
Faithful servant, loyal to a fault.
That is... well, just... wow. I don't even know what to say right now. That's a complete and utter surprise.
Journeying on.
We thought we were starting to get good and get set to win, but...
Anchors
uh-oh.
away.
This could be bad. Alright, so first things first. The Ratmen are all over here. Let's see what they've got. Or what we can see.
No, Gracia, never wrong.
Wow, those are some powerful army stacks. So we're going to have to kill this one. And come on in and get everything done.
Stand ready for action.
Janice, you're awesome and everything, but I am getting back to the field right now. As soon as I find myself in here. There we go. And now, we are going to do whatever we can to build up enough forces to take on that. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of a short one this week, guys, because that completely threw me for a loop. I mean, wow, that is a massive assault force coming in. And I had no idea that was going to happen. I was planning a bunch of stuff to build up, and it just got completely thrown to the winds. So, we've got more rats to kill. A lot of them. We're going to be fighting an awful lot. We're going to need to start building up armies. This is nuts. This is insane. Wow. Okay, so if you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, see your name possibly pop up in one of these Let's Plays, just hit that subscribe button. And make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video comes out. Remember guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.